Oh, let's see. What is up, everybody? Wow, we already got a lot of people coming in the comments. Yeah. So, what do y'all want to talk about tonight? Phil accidentally sent me his login info, so we decided to hijack the live stream. We're going to kick him out. Let's see. Hello, Mr. Mike, Zach, Mark, Just the Mechanic. Uh-oh. Joey's tool chest. What's up, Jude? You guys only know the view I had right now. My kid's making funny faces at me. He's sticking his tongue out at me. His mom is encouraging it.
All right. What's going on?
Okay.
Am I all hooked up? Can you hear me?
I don't. What? Huh? What?
What? Yeah, you can hear me.
Where's the button to kick you back off? I told them I hijacked the live stream.
You. I don't even know what you said because I was downstairs. I was upstairs. Let me see here. I'm gonna try to do something. My audio, it's hard to hear you. Let me go to no, I have to use the headphone. Maybe this one will work. No. Nothing. It's got to be this one. Oh, yeah. Now I can hear you. There we go. All right. So, Kentucky Tech has been what? You've been on here for 2 minutes. I left you alone for 2 minutes. Am I demonetized with strikes yet or what?
Hey. If we are demonetized, I will send you a package with 37 cents in it.
You would do what?
I'll send you a package with 37 cents in it.
Okay. Sounds good.
I might be.
Dude, I'm having all sorts of tech. Imagine that. I'm on the phone. I'm on the live stream with the tech, and I'm having all sorts of technical issues. I wonder if where are those? Let me try this. This might be the best route because I can't hear you worth a crap tonight, and it's not your fault. I know that. Let's see if this connects. Did it connect? No. We're just loving life right now. It's live and stuff is not going well. That is the truth.
Oh man. Mr. Old Time Welder's picking on my service truck.
Your service truck is sweet.
I mean, look at this. Look at this, guys. The boom rotates. It doesn't go up and down. It's not that fancy. But my wife let me buy a service truck.
That's, that is huge. That is huge.
Now I just need to get a
If
bigger
I
one.
can connect this. Okay, I'm connected. Now we'll go over here. Audio, headphones. Oh my gosh, that's so much better. I can actually hear you now. Awesome. Oh, isn't that great? Okay, now we can actually get ready to rock and roll because I'm not going to be sitting there doing the what, this, that. Let me dial this down just a touch. Everybody's good on seeing my ceiling, apparently.
Yeah. Well,
but
Mr. Old Time Welder, you should be happy. The last time I went to the store, I bought my boy a little tiny John Deere tractor, and this time I bought him a service truck so he can work on it.
Oh. Yeah, that's a pulling tractor.
Oh.
Wheel speed. Oh man, we're gonna get people are gonna dislike this video like crazy. We better read some comments.
Oh,
Good evening, Wayne. We have Kentucky Tech on tonight. Everybody kind of knows who he is from the comment section below, but he had this video that came out, and I was like, man, what do you say here? What tools have been brought?
I think there's an extra R in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
spelling bee champion, Kentucky Tech, by the way. Just to throw that out there, he is we're just all sorts of crazy. What is going on? Why can't I get anything right tonight? What did you do to me?
I didn't do anything.
Oh, you did. I watched your video, and then all of a sudden, here I am.
It was
all right. Just a mechanic. How are you? Nice to see you here. Zach Grubb picked up a 1/2-inch Milwaukee. I just did too, not that long ago.
I love it.
And by the way, that 1/2-inch Milwaukee. Oh man, I thought I fell in love when I met my wife. She barely tops that Milwaukee, buddy.
Man, I quit using air impacts, take off lug nuts on semis. 1/2-inch Milwaukee all day.
I was out at this farm the other day, and they outperforms my brushless Snap-on. Right on. The 3/8 M12 for the shop. Those are nice too. Whoa, what is going on here? Oh, dude. This is the coolest thing ever. I just figured out how to zoom comments. Now I can read them. Oh my gosh. Look at this.
Wow.
Half range. Howdy, fellas. Joey's saying howdy. Just looking for a good review of the 3/4 Milwaukee. The 1-inch Milwaukee, I think it was a 1-inch I seen the other day out of this farm I was at. It was literally I walk in the shop and there's just a 1-inch Milwaukee, battery powered, laying on the ground. And I'm like, going to pull my service truck in the shop, and I'm like, I had to move out a Terragator. I was going to move out a Terragator to do it or whatever. And I'm like, so I take this Milwaukee and I just kind of like walk up to it and I kick it off to the side, not like punt it. Don't get me wrong. But like, you know what I mean? I just took my foot and was like sliding it across the ground like it was no big deal. And I'm like, then I look down at it and I'm like, oh damn, what'd I just do? What an idiot, like thinking it's just like an impact laying on the ground, no big deal. They've been using it quite a bit, I guess. But it's been good. Track press, looking at a 100-ton mobile one. Oh, you want to start talking about track presses? I've used one a few times, but I tell you what, I like heat and beat with two guys. If you're one man, you need it for sure. I used ones the other day. I used a bloke's one the other day on a tractor. They are good. Hey, Mike Jones, how are you? I seen you were live. I was trying to catch up on Kentucky Tech's latest video, which was phenomenal, which inspired me to call him and talk about it because we were on the phone the other day. What was it? Friday we were on the phone, right? I called you at lunchtime.
Yep.
And I was like, hey, man. Hey, Power Stroke Jude, how are you?
Yeah, so now we're at the comments of whenever the live stream started.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Thomas Stentz, good evening from Nebraska. ZK Master Tech. Jeez Louise, that's a lot of mouthful. That's TECH. Oh, I have a question for you real quick. What do you call this? What do you call this?
Me or ZK?
You.
Duct
I'm asking
tape.
What is it?
DUCT.
Oh, I was just curious because we call it Kentucky Chrome, and I thought maybe you just called it Chrome.
Oh, no. No,
I wasn't sure.
That only happens with chicken.
Oh, I wasn't sure. It was the same thing. I just wasn't sure. I had to check. Oh, duct, like air duct, not like a quack quack.
Yeah.
Where's the power probe? Holy cows. Old time Stephen Doodle. We're gonna have to catch up. Turbo Tie, thank you again. And hold on. We gotta do a little Turbo Tie shout out for later. Just so you know, you're the devil, Tyler. These things are phenomenal. I've been drinking them a lot lately. Stephen Doolittle, how are you? Bill Beckett's in the house. Hey Ty, old time welder. Is that your new service truck to play with? He's having tech issues. Everyday Fleet Tech, what's up? How are you? Great to have you in the chat. Stephen Doolittle. Yeah, Tyler had a pretty nice everyday carry video. That was cool. Wayne saying hi. Diesel Tech 73, how are you? Jealous I need one for my shop. I have one just like Phil's. Oh, yeah. Mike Jones wants to sell you a service truck. It's a Sterling. Very similar to mine.
Yeah. This is about the only service truck I can afford right now. We'll work on it. So,
okay.
Small moves.
Yeah. It sounds like you got a yeah. I wish I could import one. That's a service truck too.
Hey,
that is definitely a 2 service truck. I don't understand. Isn't there how many different ways is there to spell two? The word two. I think it's only 3, right? TWO, TO, and TOO. I think there is. I don't know. Sometimes people have a hard time with that, separating the two. And it seems like Diabolical may have a issue with that. Because that, I mean, this, we really don't need an English lesson, do we? Right now, coming from Kentucky Tech, we can't even spell tech right. Would you even know the two? Or is this the joke? Is because you don't know how to spell two all the time. That's probably what it is.
I don't know. I know Ag Tech can't spell tech right.
Ag Tech has an issue with the word tech. We'll ship it, Zach. Portable track press. I'd like to own one someday. Someday I will. Diabolical's in the chat. Have you seen his new toolbox setup? Damn.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude! It's the wall, or I think that's what he called it, the wall. Heck with that, old man. Buy a New Holland. We're gonna go blue. They're the same thing nowadays. Let's see. Oh boy. Antonio Orozco. Hey guys, just watching the fights and saw you guys live. Both guys rock. Much respect. Thank you very much, Antonio.
Thank you.
I was actually gonna try to contact one of you guys because somebody left a comment the other day on one of my videos that was in Spanish. And it was amigo something, and I was like, duh, I don't know if I should like this or not, because I don't know exactly what he said. But no big deal. I was where's the free tools? No shill.
Someday I have to do a video and explain all that.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, you could explain it on here if you wanted to. Use more lube next time. What? What was that all about?
I don't.
I was gonna wear my heavy red shirt today, but I can't find it anywhere. I must have left it at Howard's house. Unbelievable. Hi, Steve, too. Yeah, I don't think Diabolical. I don't think that's the proper. I don't think it's the proper two to use there. I'm not sure. I mean, it's okay. You can just keep using it that way. That's fine. Oh my gosh, wrench in the bolts, Joey. No, not Joey. Joshua Brandenburg. Jeez Louise, where did that come from? I'm looking at Joey Morrison's thing up there and trying to talk to Joshua over here. I'm ridiculous. Did you graduate today? Was today graduation, Joshua? I think it was. If it is, congratulations on your first step of being out in the real world. Now the fun is over, my friend.
Yeah.
The fun is over. Now you get to get a job and hit that workforce, man. It's going to be good, though.
Once he hits that job, he can start hitting up those tool trucks.
I know, right? Like, can you imagine? I bet you he might spend his whole first paycheck on tools.
Hey, I could see like a Monday live stream from the tool truck every single week.
With as much research that he has done about tools in the past, I'm going to go 1.5 years because that's about how long I've been doing YouTube. And he's been on every single tool channel that's out there. He knows I would say this right now. I would put him up against JD Co as far as the most knowledgeable tool guy in the world. Yeah. I would, because he's got opinions from everybody, brother.
Yeah. I
mean, Joshua Brandenburg is the man. Tyler's here, and Tyler, please keep your shirt on in future videos. I was watching it. Next thing you know, my wife was sitting next to me, and she was like, "Who's that?" And I'm like, "What? Come on now." She's all like, "I don't know." No, I'm just messing with you.
Right. I could make a joke, but it's mean, and me and Ty are family, so
Yeah, I know. You guys are pretty much brothers from another mother. So, because at first when you popped on, I'm like, I didn't send Tyler a link.
He wishes he was this good looking.
CT7612.
Is that the new brushless snap-on?
I don't know. That's what I appreciate all the part numbers, but I have to Google it because that's what I'm doing right now. CT7, I think it's a 762. Is that what it is? What are you reading? What are you laughing at?
Tyler wants me to make the joke. We got Tex Talking Shop in the house.
CT.
Thank you for that, X-Phil.
I enjoy. He should buy me a 1/2 inch for the shop. Yeah. If I had a nickel for every time. Trapper 731, Hilti is better. Come on now. I don't think so. Don't think so. 3 times. My 3/4 Milwaukee has been sent in 3 times. Everything I use, it breaks. Everything else, Milwaukee is flawless so far. Every time you use it, it breaks, apparently. Duct tape. Switch. Yep. Kentucky Chrome. I dropped my live stream. Oh, don't worry about it. I appreciate it, Mike. Country Mile Garage. I got to have him on some night, don't I? Pat Paulson. What's going on? Yeah, I definitely got to have Country Mile Garage on sometime. Handyman's Secret Weapon. The Red Green Show. I know about the Red Green. Have you ever watched Red Green?
I don't know.
Oh, Red Green was the Possum Lodge. I'm part of the Possum Lodge for sure. It was actually a Canadian station that we used to get over here because we're so close. We used to watch it on Canadian. I grew up watching Channel 9 Hockey Night in Canada. You could get Hockey Night in Canada coming in. Send off the snap on man. What keeps breaking on it? That is a good question. Because I think they're the same internals as the 1/2 inch.
I think it has like 200 more foot-pounds of torque or whatever.
Does it?
I think it has just a little bit extra.
Hey, Will, how's it going today? Those John Deere pick sets have been working out sweet, by the way. Thank you for those. I still got to do a video or something on those. But he sent me a set of John Deere picks. I don't know if you see that last week on the live stream.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm hoping to catch these comments so we can actually talk. What do you think? Are we going to get to talk tonight or just read comments?
I don't know. Everybody's going crazy. How many people do we have on?
42.
That's pretty good.
It is good. Yes, Tyler, I have your Heavy Wrench t-shirt. I'm wearing it right now to support Phil. Well, I'm glad that my t-shirt gets left over at people's houses.
I don't know. Tyler and Howard are pretty tight.
Yeah. I'm just glad I don't sell the Heavy Wrench underwear because that would be a little weird.
Oh.
If Howard's like, "Hey, Tyler, I got your underwear on today." I don't know. Trying to support Phil, but wearing the Heavy Wrench underwear.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. I've reached out to some people, talked to some people. I'm working on it.
He just got to move.
Yeah.
I just might step into the 1 inch. Yeah, I don't. The 1 inch. That might be. It might be. Hey, Jude, too. XFL, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate that wholeheartedly. Everybody's super nice. Oh my gosh. Are we behind on comments? Oh. Green frothy oil is not good. No. Probably. Well done, sir. Absolutely. He's got a great one. He's got a great channel. Oh, it's June 1st is when he actually graduates. I thought he was graduating today. 2 equals direction.
Okay. I guarantee Diabolical is going to mess that up.
He messes that up too. Oh, that means also. And the number 2. This is a great stream too. I get it. This is a great stream also. I understand it.
Oh, man.
Want to sell it?
Yeah. I love whenever you get behind on comments and they're so far out of context because he could have been talking about the underwear.
Was that this one here?
No, you want to sell it?
Oh, yeah. He could have been talking about the underwear. Yeah, I'll sell it. I maybe should I do some Heavy Wrench underwear merch?
Yeah.
Banana hammocks with the Heavy Wrench on the front of it.
No. Get the ones that come up
Nick Pixel
and have like the Heavy Wrench.
Oh, yeah. Nick Pixel, how are you? This is getting weird now. Happy Saturday, brother. Spread some positivity. I'm trying to here. Text Talking Tool, what's up? Hi, Nick Pixel. Next Pixel. Let's see. Thinking about you lately. XFL. Been keeping busy. Hey, all. Happy with my DeWalt and Mac stuff. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with DeWalt and Mac. It's just whichever one you prefer. Like, who are you gonna? If you got a guy that stops by that sells these tools right here, and he stops by consistently, and you have a guy that has Milwaukee tools, and he stops by once in a great while, or you have to go to the store to buy them, or whatever it may be. go with it. If you like the DeWalt Impact better than the Milwaukee, have at it. But I don't think you're gonna. I don't. Does DeWalt have the cordless a ratchet currently or not in their lineup?
I don't
know. I just think that Milwaukee does offer some more options once you get in their battery platform.
But,
so nuts and bolts of tone.
What's up, buddy? I actually prefer the DeWalt 12-volt stuff.
This is a red-green comment right here. Keep your stick on the ice. That is Andy. Thank you for that. I haven't heard that in a long time. I'm sure if he says keep your.
My wife is sitting here looking at me, going, "Oh my God, I love that show."
What, red green?
Yeah.
See how much cooler she is than you?
Well, we already knew that. Okay.
I know.
I mean,
well, let's just say. So let's just. I don't mean to pop your bubble, but so she's the better looking one in the relationship. She's smarter and cooler. What did you bring to the table?
I still haven't figured it out. Dude,
you should be going to sales because you sold her a lemon.
Oh, hold on. I think she just pulled out her phone to subscribe to your YouTube channel.
Yes, one more. That's how you get them, dude. That's how you get them. That's how you get one more. If they don't find you handsome, they should find you handy. That is another Possum Lodge quote right there. Somebody just sent me a meme like that the other day. The next heavy wrench challenge should be rip off your shirt doing a pound of banquet beer. No, I am not pounding beers anymore.
Hold on. You kind of got burned the last time we did a contest.
I know. I never sell tools. Yeah. I'm down. Hey, Tyler. Drink them up. Let's see here. Oh, my gosh. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, Country Garage just joined TTS.
Did he?
Yep.
Good deal. Yes, I did. It's hanging in the shop. As soon as the old time welder walks in, boom, right stairs. He has to stare right at it. So it's good.
I got concerned he was going to try and hang it up in the bathroom or something like that.
Well,
let that
happen. No, he doesn't. There's not much going to get hung up in the old outhouse. Okay. Where's Ag Tech and one mechanic? I have not seen one mechanic.
Somebody's trying to talk to you.
He's just telling you how much more cooler mom is than you are.
I think he's telling everybody to subscribe to the Heavy Wrench and drop a like.
Kentucky Tech. Yeah, hit the like button, everybody. We've lost 10 people since we've been BSing. We're at 37 now. We're at 40. We're almost 50 people in the chat like a few minutes ago. They're like, dude, this guy's just not cool. I'm out of here. That's what they said about me. People do that stuff. It's crazy. Maybe it was the English lesson.
Oh man, there are some seriously funny comments.
I bet you it was the thong comment that did me in.
I think people are scared of bananas.
If you have any clothing, you need to trust. Free grease stains and rips. Gotcha. XFL, I don't think we'll be distressing any of the underwear. You got to send that stuff fresh. You can't distress it.
Maybe that's what Tyler's comment's talking about.
There's a lot of also there, Power Stroke, Jude. You were hard up for a guest tonight. I was.
You needed somebody to start the show.
I did. And I was like, hey, my man Kentucky Tech, he can do it. He's good. He's a salesman. He got a woman to marry him.
I still ain't figured it out. Whenever I figured it out, I'm gonna write a book. I'm gonna end up
You
on the
should.
New York Times bestseller list.
Oh, Ag Tech's still he's still driving back from the shop from working right now. Don't hit any deer. Where's my flag? Ag Tech. Let's see here. I'm trying to get down here. If I messed he must have a big I don't know. His wife's laughing louder than he is on that comment, so who knows? We're not going to get into that. But if anybody would know, yeah, it's compensating for something, right? The opposite direction.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I don't need to compensate because
that's right.
I can hold my service truck in my hand. I mean, you got to drive yours. I just push mine.
You know what he brought to the table. Yep. Worth the money. Red, green, and just remember, we're all in this together. Everything I had warranty through Milwaukee, I get tools repaired 7 business days. That's awesome. Please subscribe to Joshua. Occupant, how are you? Hit that like button. Heck yeah. Steven, I think you're right, but I'd love to be able to visit him. I don't think so, Pat. I don't think so. The only toilet paper hanging in the house. Yeah, that's the only thing hanging in the house. Toilet paper, buddy.
I don't know. I've met a lot of old timers. They like to hang up those things you can rip out of the centers of those magazines from like 1983. Put them up on the wall in there.
He don't know how to underscore. He was trying to. Did I tell you that story?
What was it? He's looking for a Princess Jamie.
Yeah,
something.
And he's like, "What is this underscore? I don't understand it."
Yeah, people just making things too damn complicated.
I am really glad, Power Stroke Jude, that people can't add pictures in the chat sometimes. I know it's probably disappointing right now, but I'm telling you, sometimes I'm pretty happy that people can't put, because I could only imagine what would come up on this. You guys are ridiculous some days. That would be on, like, there's a channel called Trapper J. He traps beavers all the time. He does. If you ever look him up, his name's Trapper J. 99% of his profile pictures are him standing there holding a beaver. It's pretty awesome. Literally, I think it's Trapper J. I think that's his channel name.
So
I subscribe to him.
So you're saying that guy gets a lot of beaver?
He does. He traps a lot of it. Yeah, Trapper J. Let me just scroll.
Okay. So
Right, let me just scroll through here. He's got right here. Let's see if you can see this. Trapper J.
This is
this
live stream
honest thing.
related to
Join me on my trap line. I want, he's got some cool stuff.
No. I don't even know. I don't know who that guy is. That comment on the. I don't know who that comment is.
Hey, let's hear about Kentucky Tech's work experience. I'm going to Trapper J holds beaver. Yeah, he does. All of them. I
feel
am
like
sorry.
something bad.
I'm sorry, XFL. I can't do that. But I appreciate the comment, XFL. More than
But
does this guy have an actually Kentucky Tech does have an OnlyFans. So if you'd like to, it is, but it's a reverse OnlyFans. You pay him to put clothes on.
Yeah.
Is what happens.
Yeah, and for $49.95 a month, I just won't send you anything else.
Yeah, if you send me $50 a month, I will not send you any weird pictures anymore. Promise.
But no, going back to ZK's comment.
Yeah, let's hear about your. So let's start off with Kentucky Tech in high school. What were you?
So I almost failed out of high school.
Okay.
There were 72 kids in my graduating class. From 1 to 72, my rank was 69. There were kids that did not graduate, so I was the bar. Nobody had worse grades than me graduating. I went to Lincoln Tech.
Was that? But my question, I guess, on that was: is it because you didn't care about school, or is it because you actually had a problem doing the work?
I did
not to put you on the spot, but
it was the math. I have trouble with a lot of like algebra and stuff like that. Like if I sit down for like an hour, I can figure it out. But I mean, I didn't care about school. I knew I was going to be a mechanic.
But I guess my experience is I don't think you're. I mean, I think you're a pretty smart guy. That's my thing. But there's a difference between school smart and mechanically inclined, right?
Well, to show how much I cared about school, I tested into college level English classes my junior and senior year, but I was retaking the freshman high school English class that I had failed for 2 and 3 years. So as a senior, taking college English and freshman English.
Gotcha. So at the end of the day, it was a lot
better.
So you just weren't applying yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of mechanics come from is we don't like my wife reads books, okay? And she likes to read. She is a reading type person, right? Which is fine. I sometimes will sit down and read through a service manual on my computer to see how something works, right? Yeah. Whether it be a job coming up, whether it be when I was at the dealership, if I would do online training while she's sitting there trying to, reading a book or something in the evening. She's just an avid reader. I'm not, and I can count on one hand how many actual books I've read. Okay. And I think I did a book report for 3 years in a row. It was the same dang thing. I just corrected what the last teacher told me and resubmitted it to the next year as a book report. But, I felt the same type of way. Yeah. So you weren't a very good student in school, but then you went to Lincoln Tech, you said?
Yep. Lincoln Tech in Nashville, Tennessee, formerly NADC. And I did a lot better there.
So that was NADC, was Nashville Automotive Diesel College?
Yep.
Okay. And now it's Lincoln Tech.
Yeah. It got bought out right before I went down, so I was kind of in the transition phase. My roommate's uniform said NADC.
So gotcha. So you were
right there at the transition. But Yeah. Yeah, I know. I loved it whenever I was in high school. I thought it was hilarious.
So this might be
It's going to take us 2 hours to watch 16.
listen here. Nobody's going to reach under their seat and receive anything for free today. Okay? Nobody's going to look underneath their seat to find out what number they are and receive something for free.
You get a Milwaukee Impact. You get a Milwaukee Impact.
Diabolical couldn't even finish Green Eggs and Ham. I have, hey, you know what? Do books I read to my sons count as books that I've read? Because I have read a lot of children's books now, so maybe I'm up to like 50 books. I don't know.
Yeah.
But so you went to Lincoln Tech and you graduated from Lincoln Tech, and then you went to, were you working after high school, or did you go right to school?
Well, so my senior year, I started working for my ag teacher's father-in-law, clearing out French rows, stuff like that.
Okay.
Manual labor. And then, so I think I left for Nashville.
So you had an ag tech class in high school?
Yeah. Like small engines, welding. I took carpentry. I took a lot of those classes. That's why my GPA was so high. But
that's how you got through, isn't it?
Yeah, I got A's in all those classes.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
He was like, "Do you want to go down there and weld a ramp from my father-in-law's trailer?" Yep.
Yes, sir, I do. You want me to do that while I'm in school or after school? Because either way is fine with me.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I was like, if you could get me out of this English class, I'll have it knocked out by the end of the day.
Absolutely.
But so I worked out there with him for a couple months, and then so I graduated, and I think I left for Nashville 5 weeks later. So it was high school, working, right to school. And then I worked while I was in school. That was probably a mistake, but I did it. Worked on Hondas.
Really?
Yeah. I was a lube rack assistant.
Lube rack assistant.
Yeah.
Now, I tell you what, there isn't much of a more glorious title than being a lube rack assistant. But how old were you? You'd have been
I turned
19, 20?
Well, I was 19. Well, I went down there at 18. I turned 19 while I was down there. Graduated at 19.
So at 19, you're an assistant lube tech rack or rack. Jesus, I can't even say it. It's such a big title. So you're helping out doing oil changes, right?
Hey, that $8.25 an hour was big money.
Well, you know what I mean. He does love the lube rack. That's for sure. Nothing gets Kentucky Tech more excited than an old lube rack.
Yeah, I run from oil changes now. I've done plenty of them in my life. But then I went to get a rock quarry on heavy equipment.
You diabolical. Okay. So then you actually started working at a rock quarry.
Yep.
And that was where you started working on some pretty big iron, huh?
Yep. 120 dump trucks, Caterpillar 992Gs, WA 900, PC 1250, stuff like that. Them 900s are sweet. I hated it because they never ran it.
Why?
So every time they started it. Yeah. Yep.
That's me in a WA900.
Yep.
I mean, I was not. Now, this is a picture from when I wasn't such a well-rounded tech. Okay. I was a little less. I was not well-rounded in this photo. But, yeah, if you look at the size of those teeth next to my feet, yeah. I mean, you literally have to put them on with a crane.
Yeah.
If you don't have a way to lift them, it's not good. I hang this right above my live stream because that was the day that we had that. What would that been? That's a 30 liter in there. V12. Is it QST?
Yeah.
Or QS? to T. No, L. It was a QS. I don't know what it was. It was the older one because it was basically, it was N14 technology. We'll put it that way.
Okay.
That was a WA900-3. That was older technology, twin turbo, twin injection pumps.
Yep.
Which is insane to think about it, right?
Yeah. It's basically two ISXs mated at the crankshaft.
And this was two N14s back in that day. So I don't remember that, but it's a 30 liter either way. Yeah. Same liters. Yeah. They still make this. I think the block is pretty much the same.
Yeah. I got really good at adjusting the park and brake on it.
Oh yeah.
Because all the guys down there love to run the Caterpillars. So they didn't run the Komatsu very often. So every time they started it up, we had to fix it. And guess who got to adjust the parking brake every time? Dave. I told you not to tell anybody.
Who says that I am? So you're working out the rock quarry, and then you have this epiphany that you want to get out of working on equipment and go to trucks.
And the sake of being honest, so I view me as being an employee as a service provider. I'm providing a service to whoever I work for. So the service I provide is I show up and I do what they tell me to do, whether that's they'll change it, whatever. Well, whenever I went there, I was under the impression I could move up and I could learn. That wasn't how it went. It was, well, our top guy spent 6 years in the fuel truck, so you get to drive the fuel truck for the next 5 to 6 years. And I became a very bad employee, which led to me no longer being employed there.
Well, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Like so basically, like I said, you came to this spot where that job wasn't going to work out for you either way, and however it ended. And then you went to, did you go directly to the truck shop, or did you bounce around a little bit? I had quite a bit of savings at the time, so I kind of went out and did all the stuff that all my buddies did in that summer between high school and college. So I went out and partied a lot, stuff like that. Had a good time. And then I ended up taking a really bad job at a truck shop, which led to the company that I'm with now. I've been there for, over 4 years now. Why is Jude even thinking about that? It's weird.
Like, Jude, we need to get you tested.
And then Tyler's
excited about it.
Maybe it's just California. Yeah. Anyway, so now you're at the truck shop, and you've been at the truck shop for what, 5-6 years?
Well,
maybe more.
Total, I've been in the truck shop. Well, it'll be 5 years in December. Oh my Lord. That's very simple. There's just a hole in the back.
Skin technology. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. Pat, thank you so much for being here tonight. And oh my gosh, between you and XFL, it's been awesome. Oh my gosh. You're fine. So anyway, we have oh my gosh, you guys are cracking me up. These guys are nuts. It's just awesome. So now you're at the truck shop, and you have been doing some learning. You got some Cummins certs, correct?
I have the Cummins ISX 15 online training done.
Okay.
Detroit online training done. The company I work for doesn't send you to the in-person classes. So, like, as far as being like 100% Cummins certified on a ISX, I'm not, but I do have a lot.
But you've done, and like Cummins classes are good to go to. I have taken one. They are expensive for the company to send you to, but I think they're worth it at the end. But even the online portion of it, you get to learn a lot about after treatment. And I mean, and at the end of the day, right now, you know, I start looking at older guys that are retiring at this point, right? And are getting ready to retire, and they're going through the gauntlet of IT4, final tier 4, and they're just like, I can't wait to get done and out of this, right? And you know, let's go back 10 years, right? Let's talk about your video that you just had come out, which was awesome. Was who's the best technician you ever you know, right? And you said it's yourself in 5 years. Well, in order for you to make that statement, you have to look at yourself 5 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty wild, because I started thinking about that. Who was I 5-6 years ago? I didn't know much about final tier 4.
Man,
In construction, we were late to the game on final tier 4. You know, 10 years ago, I wasn't even at a dealership anymore. I was at an independent contractor, and I wasn't getting any training. I wasn't, you know, I was doing the best I could to keep up with technology and talking to a lot of people that were getting the training. So I was somewhat in the you know, lower echelon of knowing what was going on, but I didn't know what was going on. And then I went to the dealership and started really figuring out what was going on. So when we tell people on here, like when I tell people about going to a dealership, it's a great place to learn and grow and that stuff. That training is what's really important. And when you do, you know, it is important. And even coming from two guys, like I did. For me, I was not the greatest student either. Plain and simple. I played sports, so I was always eligible.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
I was eligible. And I actually, so my senior year, this is a funny story. I'll tell you this guys a story real quick. There was the one teacher we had. She was like the meanest teacher in the world, right? And she taught AP everything, right? So she was like all the smart kids would go to her classes and take her AP history and AP English and AP blah, 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 whatever, right? So I'm sitting next to this girl in class and she's studying for one of her tests. And I'm like, why are you even studying on that stuff? Like, that's no big deal. Like, you're smart. She was actually our valedictorian, right? And I'm like, you're smart. You know that stuff. Why are you even studying? Oh, man, her tests are so horrible, blah, 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 right? This and that. I'm like, whatever, right? Just me being a dummy. And so I go to my auto mechanics class because that's what we had offered was autos. And I had a 2-hour block. And now this teacher was feared by all, okay? Like, she was feared. I mean, she was like the meanest teacher in the world, we thought. And she's like, oh, next thing you know, my auto teacher comes up to me. He's like, hey, Phil, you got this. I got a note here. It says you're supposed to go down to this teacher's class. She wants to speak with you. I'm like, ugh. Now, mind you, right? I was an athlete.
Yeah.
I was 190 pound. Like, you know that guy that never wore a shirt in high school?
Yeah. Wasn't me.
That was me, right? Like I was the guy that was like, I'd run extra. I was whatever,
Yeah.
right? Like so I'm scared going down to this lady's classroom, right? Because I'm like, I don't even know what's going to happen. She's like, so I hear you think my tests are a joke. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I didn't say they were a joke. I'm like, I just said if you're in the class, there shouldn't be any reason to study. If you pay attention, the teacher should cover all the stuff that's on the test, right? And she's like, would you like to take my test? I have an extra one right here. And I'm like, oh. I sat down. I got a C on that test. Now, mind you, she did not like athletes. She did not like people in autos. She did not like anybody that was like not the smart kids. Was not her fan. She was not a fan of them. After that day, I did better than people that were taking that took the class. I was in the middle of the pack with the people that actually sat in her class, right? And she's like, "Why are you not taking my class?" And I looked her square in the eyes, and I'm like, "Your class is only offered during auto mechanics, and I'm going to be a mechanic, and that's going to be part of my future. Your English and history is not going to be necessary for my career." Yep. After that day, do you know that if I was walking with my buddies or whatever, she would literally like look at me and say, "Good morning, hello." Like I got all sorts of mad respect from this woman. And I was like, oh my gosh, me talking crap. It ended up working out good. But so like you said, you don't have to be the straight A student to be a good mechanic. You just have to apply yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I should probably catch up on a few things here. You just got a QSX. You just got back and put injectors in a QSX. How much electrical contact cleaner did you use? AgTech, case and a half. How many pairs of rubber gloves? If you didn't go through 50 rubber gloves and a case of contact cleaner, you didn't do it right. AgTech. I'm trying to. Salvatore Lopez, how are you? Blue Gloves, welcome to the chat. Turbo Tie, that's me now, Zach. Yes, I just service truck listening. I've been seeing lots of electric cars, worried about diesel's future. Don't worry about diesel's future, man. Only if you're an automotive tech should you worry about the diesel and gasoline future at this point, I believe. You're going to see, I personally believe, and Kentucky Tech can throw me under the bus here and say I'm full of crap if he wants, or anybody in the chat can too. I think we're going to see more hybrid, where we're going to go to electric motors for the drives with a diesel-powered generator to drive the electric motors. That way, we have a consistent speed and we can regulate fuel. So we just said electric cars and we lost 30 people. Yeah. Just saying. No, I'm just joking.
If anybody is curious, there is about 2.5 hour long video over on Text Talking Shop where me, Phil, Ty, and Tone all discussed all of that. And I'm not going to tell you where that specific part is in the video, so you're just going to have to watch it all.
Yeah. Yeah. Rick, welcome to the chat. Thanks for stopping in again. I appreciate it as always. Negative. Like, take that comment, go 180 degrees, and there you go. Similar story. History is important. I'm not saying it wasn't important, but at the same time, XFEL, I had good history teachers throughout school, and I enjoyed it. But I walked into an AP history class without taking history that whole year. My senior year, I had nothing. I did nothing my senior year. I'm not going to lie. I had a blow-off math class that was called Office Procedures. My 2-hour block of autos, an hour of building trades, and then I actually went to like a co-op class where I went to work for one of my hours of the day. Oh no, and I was an elementary school gym aide also. I was a gym aide for the elementary school, which was awesome. You want to talk about a senior playing dodgeball with a bunch of fifth graders? Ooh, owned that stuff. It was a lot of fun though, because I would always, the kid that always gets picked on, right? I would stand next to that kid and catch balls and protect. Like, it was just so much fun because the cocky kids would all try to throw it at the weak kids, you know. So I'd find the kids that were a little bit weaker, and I'd stand next to them. It was awesome. I had a lot of fun. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's really that.
Well, see, in the cities, they just plug them into the wall, and it's nothing.
It works out well. Yeah, absolutely. So now you're considering getting back in iron, I guess.
Yep.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
And it is a good field. I think construction equipment is probably one of the most kept secrets of mechanics in the world. Everybody kind of, who works on tractors? People kind of ask that question, right? As far as ag goes. And I'm not, don't take this in any way, shape, or form of me picking on any other technicians that are out there. Okay. However you want to spell technician is totally cool. Which one are you reading?
I was laughing at you giving your disclaimer.
Well, I'm trying to make sure that I don't, you know what I mean? Because I'm not out here to bash on you for being a truck mechanic, or one mechanic for being he's pretty much everything.
Yeah,
he literally is. You know that whole story about what runs downhill? Yeah. So one mechanic, his job description might as well be, you are going to be the trough of repairs. You're at the bottom of the hill to catch everything that runs down it.
Yeah.
And if it's snowing too bad, we need an extra driver, you're going to hop in there and help out too.
Yeah. Dave is just sitting at the bottom of the hill with his Facom wrenches. Just, okay, this is next.
Yeah. It's so what I'm getting at is heavy equipment is one of those things that people haven't really, it's not big out there. Everybody knows an automotive mechanic, right? Everybody knows that automotive, it's something that's necessity because it's in your face, right? Every day you drive your car, somebody's got to fix it. Something breaks in your car, your cousin's car, your uncle's car, your aunt's car, all this stuff. People know about that as an occupation. I think Tyler Turbo Tai is actually another one that's an underrated type of repair guy. Is city buses. How do they get fixed? Well, there's some dude named Turbo Tai that fixes, buses that are transport buses, not, and school bus mechanics, right? I have a friend that's a school, he works at a school district, and he works on buses every day. And it's a good job. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's got probably one of the more important jobs in the world. He keeps kids safe by doing his job.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yep.
You want to put somebody up on a pedestal? That's the guy. He's doing a brake inspection, making sure the wheel seals are good, making sure all that stuff's good to carry around what do they hold? 30-some students, 30 or 40 students, let's say.
60.
But either way, let's say 30 or 40 students. Yep. That is 30 or 40 someone's child on that bus that he's making sure stops.
Yep.
And doesn't get and making sure the flashers work, to make sure that people don't hit the bus, right? Like, so yep. a lot of people definitely don't look at all those things, right? So
yeah.
When I first started my YouTube channel, that was my mission. If you go back and watch my first video ever, my mission was the Heavy Wrenches mission statement still is true today, of getting people involved in heavy equipment and showing that it's a thing. Now you have somebody like Warren out there with Western Truck and Tractor.
Yep.
Awesome channel. I'm not going to lie. I don't really watch his videos. I put in my Bluetooth, right?
Yeah.
I hit play and listen to him as like a podcast, because when he's setting an engine in place, right? I've seen an engine. I've set engines in place how many times? I know what's going to happen in the video, But then when he says something like, oh my gosh, look, this camshaft is not spinning. It broke. Oh, wow. I better look at this. And then I go over there and actually watch the video. But I listen to his whole video. I don't actually watch the repair 100% of the time, but I listen to most of it while I'm driving or whatever. And I hope that's not an issue someday with if I ever get pulled over, if I have one of his videos on my phone just sitting off to the side and it's playing. But it's no different than me listening to a podcast is what I'm saying, because I listen to it that way. And sometimes the Text Talking Shop, I listen to those as like a podcast style video, because I don't need to see you and Tyler.
Most people don't want to see Tyler.
And who, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need to see your face. I already know who's on there, right? So I know your voices. So I know who's talking. I don't have to think about it. You know what I mean? That sounds weird, but I know you guys kind of on a personal level. I feel that I just listen to it as like a podcast style format, which is great for me, because while I'm working, I'm over there listening to this, that, and the other thing. And usually they're good. Like ours was talking about diesel and electric and all that stuff. You know, that was a good hour-long deal. You know, it's good stuff. So, yes, Jalopy Hot Rod, I was talking about Warren from Western Truck and Tractor. He is very, very good dude. As far as I can tell. I've never actually talked to the man, but I've listened to enough of his content where I believe that he's a really good dude. So anyway, but someday my goal is to actually talk to him live on YouTube, whether it be on my channel or his channel. I'm going to try reaching out to him at some point and see what happens, because he seems like a great dude, but I understand he's busy. It's crazy. Anyway, so
is his boss like yours? Have you working half days?
Yes, he actually puts in a little more than a half day, I think.
Oh, couple
the way it seems, he puts in about 14 to 16.
Oh.
The way it seems, especially right now, they're like full fledged, I think, out there in Cali, and he's from like the Oregon and Northern California area. I think they're getting ready to be planting real soon here, because we are. Anyway, what was I going on? Oh, being a heavy equipment mechanic. Yeah. Jesus Louises. We're going to lose people just because I'm on a rant. No, but being a heavy equipment mechanic is not really out there as being seen, you know, like guys that drive semis, they know that there's truck guys out there that need to work on that stuff. But as you're driving down the road, how often do you see a piece of construction equipment being worked on? You don't. You don't see signs for it. You don't see nothing. You see the dealerships as you drive by and you're like, oh, that's cool. And you don't think about there's a fleet of mechanics sitting in there that are trying to keep these things rolling, pushing dirt. And the work is not glorious.
No.
It's not glorious. And no mechanical work is glorious or highfalutin or whatever. But at the end of the day, like you said, oil changes. If some of the newer guys that get into it, right, they really want to get into certain types of repairs, and they think that there's an echelon of repair that's going to make them like validate them as a technician, right?
Yeah.
And some guys used to be like, oh, you get all the good stuff. What? I don't get all the good stuff. I get all the oddballs. You know, pulling a control valve out of a backhoe because you don't know what the heck's going on. You have a theory. And then all of a sudden you find one little poppet that's in backwards. Oh, wow. That's what did it. Somebody else resealed the control valve. I found the little load, the spool that was in backwards by just tearing it apart piece by piece and checking each piece slowly, methodically. Oh my gosh, is it horrible, right? But like I told them, I'm like, dude, if you want to trade right now and they want to pay me this much to power wash all day, give me that wand, baby. I will mindlessly power wash mud off a machine all day long for this kind of money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Whenever I
Like,
was
what's
at
it
the rock
matter?
quarry, I got to do oil changes and I got to torque stuff.
When
And
you were where?
whenever I was at the rock quarry, they would always call me over whenever it came time to put the multiplier on. What, man, I'm trying to think about the plant. I'm trying to remember what it's called, but on the back side of the planetary, on one of those Euclid haul trucks, there's some nuts on there that you had to torque.
So you're talking on the back side of the planetary.
Yeah.
That actually holds it to the wheel housing?
No, it's there. It's down there where you're. So you have your bearing on your backside. They're kind of in that plate
Cone.
right there.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to torque those down to, I think it's like 1,400 or 1,600 foot-pounds or something like that. You had to hook the forklift to it to keep this big gas planetary from rotating. Yeah, I got to torque that stuff.
That's the good stuff.
They'd let me click the torque wrench.
Yeah, I mean, undercarriage is where most people in construction equipment start out.
Yeah.
And undercarriage is undercarriage is you're just doing a lot of nuts and bolts all day long. We better hit the chat here real quick. Brian Van Dyne, how are you? How's the dump trucking man doing? He wants to know what your shirt says.
Mine?
Yeah.
It says cure cancer.
Cure cancer. I am sorry, I'm skipping a whole bunch of different stuff here.
We got JC Smith in here.
Do we?
Yep.
JC Smith, how are you? Walter Frederick, Harbor Freight Gang. Where's the cash? I don't know what that's all about. Oh, he says in his wallet. Okay. He must be making money.
Yeah. Either he's making a lot of money or he's single with no kids.
He's got kids. Give a thumbs up, XFL says. Thank you very much. Hello, JC Smith. How are you doing tonight? I'm waiting for my Instagram notification of some sort of baked good that he's eating. Let's see here. We're getting close. Heavy Wrench, do you think the dealership should have here we go. Do you think the dealership should have cleaning, degreasing crews to clean up heavy equipment before it goes to the mechanic? Here's the problem with that. I like that idea, but I don't like that idea. Because 90% of the time, that stain that they're going to wash off of that cylinder is a small leak that you're going to be able to see and help the guy out by resealing that cylinder, mostly on the booms and stuff like that. So I believe the technician should look at it and check for those leaks before it gets power washed. So if you're doing there has to be some sort of pre-inspection before you send it to somebody like that. But yes, that would be phenomenal if you could get. I always and I do it myself most of the time. It would be on me. There was a while where I had helpers and stuff, so they would get to do a lot of that good stuff. But
well, I mean, that wouldn't be too bad if you had like an apprentice or like the co-op thing.
Yep.
Where you could take them and you could show them, teach them.
Yep.
How
and that was something.
The highest spot on a hydraulic leak, stuff like that, and then
yeah, that's the thing. And then or check the oils. Is this oil low? Why is it low? Look on the back side here for this. Caterpillar calls them dual cone. I call them floating seals, mechanical seal, whatever you want to call them. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, they're all the same thing. But like checking that for oil residue or what it looks like, yes, his he did a video with his grandpa of some sort of like money register that he had from like the 50s, and it was so cool. It was so cool. It was really cool. I'm not gonna lie. I watched the whole thing. And my wife thinks his grandpa is one of the cutest men on earth.
Don't tell old time welder.
Yeah. Let's see. What's tonight's topic? Kentucky Tech is tonight's topic. Welcome back to the chat there, Mr. Jones. On Mother's Day? That might be a stretch, JC. Let's see here. 1965 is when it was from.
That's pretty
so
cool.
It was it was really cool. Andrew Miller, how are you? Good evening. Nice to have you in the chat. One mechanic saying hi. It goes to show you how much the price. Yeah, no doubt. It was crazy. I think they bought a TV for like $12 or something. There was something they bought for $12. It was either a refrigerator or something. It was crazy. It was funny.
He's doing good. He's back there. My wife is trying to get him to bed right now. He's a night owl. Don't know where he gets it. No idea.
It's yeah, see the problems. That's it. Joey, you're not late. Anyway, welcome to the chat, Joey. JC Smith is, yeah, absolutely. But no, I think that heavy equipment getting into it is a great place, and there's so much technology that's going into it now. We have fly-by-wire controls, which excavators are still pilot for the most part, but backhoes, they tried to go fly-by-wire for a little while. They got back away from that on some backhoes. John Deere had that one in particular, that one backhoe I was working on was a TC model. It was like a 410 TC or TJTC or something like that. They call it total control, and it's electrical over hydraulic. And they actually had separate control valves on each cylinder that were ran by fly-by-wire. It's a goofy setup. It was a goofy setup. It was weird, but I got to learn a lot about that system, unfortunately. Then they went away from that system, went back to the old way. Let's just say it wasn't a very good, it didn't catch on. But there's still some out there, and they're okay. They're good machines, but they have their issues, right? It's one of those yes, Andy. Agreed, but I had an issue with that one where it wasn't creating LS pressure. Or no, it was creating, and once it created LS pressure, it would smoke LS pressure, like right to the hilt, and put the pump into like permanent, like it was kicking it. It was I can't remember it, but like the pump was destroking itself because it was building so much pressure. Like it was over relief pressure. It would go straight up as soon as you turn the steering wheel. So it was weird. And anyway, I found a little poppet that was backwards, put it the right way, put it all back to the control valve all the way back in it, and good to go. And it was all because somebody was sealing some leaks and didn't put the poppet back in the right place.
Yeah.
That happens. But I think that there's been a lot of hidden things about construction equipment that people don't think of. Like you look at tracks, just putting tracks on and off is a pain in the butt. You have somebody like Zach saying, "Hey, what about a track press?" Yeah, phenomenal. You can press that pin out instead of swinging a sledgehammer with two people. But
yeah,
what's more time effective? You're not always going to have that track press on your truck. That's the other problem. Being a field guy, most repairs for heavy equipment have to be done in the field.
Yep.
Like when we were at that rock quarry, were you working in a nice shop?
Yeah.
Half the time you were half the time you're outside though.
Yeah.
Right? Because could you fit it into a shop?
Well, our shop
Sometimes.
our shop was made for the equipment.
Yes,
So,
but what
I mean, it was basically like a fleet job.
But you're not taking a PC 1250 from the bottom of the rock quarry all the way out of the hole to do an oil change. No. Not going to happen. When you blow a hose, you can't move it. You're done.
Yep.
Right? Like, so most, I guess what I'm getting at is most repairs that are immediate are done where it sits.
Yep.
It's just one of those things.
Yeah. Nobody is going to walk a dozer, 2 miles up to the shop. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. What's the biggest job you've done since independent? I'm doing an engine rebuild. Did that. I did some transmission work. Really, it's not all about the big ones, Brian. I'm just trying to hammer out the good ones, Like it's some good stuff. I just had an international Pro Star dropped off at needs an engine. It's got a max force. And I don't know where it was before, but the engine's tore right apart on the top of it. And the customer said going into this deal that they have a good used engine out of a totaled truck that they have started and heard run. And that's what we're doing is just a engine swap on it. So that should be okay. But we'll see how that goes. You guys will be able to go through that one with me.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear anything you said. You lost me at max force.
Yeah, I know. Speaking of young guys getting into heavy equipment field, I've been accepted into the CAT Think Big program.
That is awesome.
This is congratulations. Whatever. Congratulations. I am. That is huge. That is great. Best advice for a young tech. We say this a lot. Listen with your ears, look with your eyes. Don't be an asshole. Ask where to get the information from, not for the information. Unless it's something quick, like, hey, where do I, whatever, just make it and work.
Yeah. And if one of the old timers is walking by the job you're working on and says, hey, man, I usually pull that off before I do that. Figure out what the world he's talking about and doing it, because he already struggled through it at least once. Once.
Yeah, listen to the older guys. I mean, they're going to be the key to your success is the older guy in the shop. As far as and when you're buying tools, I will say this: buying tools is a big part of what we do. A lot of people like to say the tool community, right? I guess I'm stuck in the tool community group by default because I do buy a lot of tools. But at the end of the world, I don't want my channel to be considered a tool channel, right? Like I do want to help people out, like, throw some links out there and try to help people see if they want this or whatever. It's helped me. It may help them. But at the end of the day, what tools, if you go through an older guy's box and look at the tools that are flat out wore out, that's what you will need. Whatever is worn out. And ask those guys before you buy something what their opinion is. If that guy's got a whole bunch of different tools in his box, and he's like, and you look and let's say he's got Harbor Freight impact sockets, and he's got a couple of snap-ons and a couple of Mac ratchets, right? Let's just say that, for instance. Ask him why. And he's going to be like, these Harbor Freight sockets aren't that bad. They seem to last for me, or Gray Pneumatic or SunX or whatever brand. It doesn't matter what brand it is. Ask him, or if a guy's got all snap-ons, say, are they really worth the money? And he's got all the snap-ons in his box and all the Harbor Freight ones in his tool cart. He must like those Harbor Freight ones better. You know what I'm saying? So look at those things when you're getting into it. Talk to those older guys, and there are some older guys that are just grumpy. So don't take offense to that. There are some jerks in this industry, right? And you don't need to have don't go out and buy an 84-inch Epic. Don't do that. Buy a tool cart. Fill that tool cart to the brim. Then look at a box. The tools that go in the cart are more important than the cart that the tools go into. That's number one thing that I think a lot of young guys don't understand.
Yep.
If you have a big snap-on box, you think you look like a technician, but that thing's empty. Dude, I know a technician that can come out there with a little bag and get a machine going because he knows what he's doing. So it's not someday I did. I bought an Epic box. I bought an 84-inch Epic, 2 side lockers. Boom. You know what that thing's doing right now? It's empty. Empty. Not completely, but dang near empty. You know what I'm saying? All my tools are in a service truck. So I'm rolling up in a service truck I'm trying to value the 84-inch Epic against an actual a 2005 service truck right now. I'm trying to run the numbers. So let me think about that. But I don't know which one costs more. The one that I drive down the road or the one that's parked in the barn. You know what I'm saying? But which one pays me more? The one that rolls down the road. So just think about that sometime. Look at them older people's boxes. That's what I'd say. And ask questions. Don't ask the same question 100 times, but ask questions. That's always good.
And if you borrow it 3 times, you better buy one. Doesn't matter if you have to go to Harbor Freight. You ask a 4th time, his box is probably shut down to you forever.
It's the 3-time rule is definitely there.
No.
You shouldn't have to drop 50 grand or higher on a brand new pickup. Yeah, that's true. It's tough. Ready to start learning. Awesome.
Learn as much as you can about diagnostics.
Yes.
And don't be scared of computers.
Oh, and dude, here's the other thing I want to mention to any young guy getting into it. Emissions isn't going anywhere. Emissions is here to stay. Boom. You need to know that. Emissions is here to stay. Learn it.
Yeah.
Embrace it. Figure it out. 90% of your repairs are going to be emissions related.
Yeah.
They've got it figured out how to make these engines run and last.
Mm-hmm.
They got that figured out. That's already hashed out, done deal. Now it's just keeping them running efficiently, right?
Yep.
Don't be in a hurry. Yep. There you go. Pat Paulson's got a pretty good one. Don't be in a hurry. Learn all you can. Never assume you know a problem without getting hands on the issue. Yes. Start struggling. Steven, congrats, man. Oh my gosh, here we go. I don't think it's a 13 liter. It's a small one.
Oh,
it's a little like
box truck or something.
It's like on a F550 or a 5500 size truck. It's small.
Okay. Probably like a 6 or 7. I think they had like a 7.
Run from the max force as fast as you can.
If you own it, yes. If they're fine with writing checks to fix it,
no such thing as a good used max force. You know, JC, I don't know that for a fact, but they say it, and I think I'm gonna have some videos coming out like yours that you've just done and some live streams like yours about maybe a max force and used versus what issues need to be fixed and yada yada.
I know Max
No,
Force
apparently this truck had like 30,000 and the cab is totaled on the truck, like it's totaled. So it runs, starts, and it's got 30,000 on it or something like that.
Replace the EGR cooler, turbo, and a 6-pack of injectors before you put it in.
Is that your advice or is that somebody in the comments here?
No, on 13 liters, I think it's like 250 or 400,000 miles. It's just time for new turbos, a 6-pack of injectors, and an EGR cooler. Well, if anybody goes to my channel and looks at my little profile picture icon thing, that is a rod out of a Max Force that I pulled.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's that long.
Yeah.
I pulled it through the side of the block. They had it in the shop. Whenever I went to work at that shop, they'd had it in the shop, and the owner was a tightwad because they had compound turbos on them. He said, only one turbo's bad. Just replace the bad one. So the guy in the bay next to me was finishing it up whenever I rolled my toolbox in. 1 week later, the other turbo failed, filled cylinder 4 up with oil, snapped the rod, and shot it through the side of the block. I don't know why it only filled up cylinder 4, but...
Hey, it's pay me now or pay me later.
Well, it went from $2,000 turbo to entire engine.
30 grand. Yeah, my father-in-law has been a field tech since he was in the Vietnam War. He still gets up every day and goes to work. That's what I'm talking about. That's awesome. Used engines are a gamble. Absolutely. My buddy has a 56 Pete tow truck. He would love to do a motor swap on one day to make it California compliant again. Ooh. That would be cool. Doesn't exist. That would be sweet, Pat Paulson. They usually suggest something very humble and always listen. Yes. I had a Max Force 10 thrown in my lap, torn apart doing an engine swap, sent the reman engine. I've torn apart, swap with the matches because it's reman. Really? This one's going to be a complete tear out. They're going to cut the cab off of it and actually send me everything that's on it, supposedly. They're going to basically, I think they're going to cut the frame rails and send me.
That'd be pretty cool.
I hope so. That's supposedly the story. We'll see. They don't have exemptions. I don't think they do. I agree. Cart first. Yeah, carts are the thing right there. Thomas, Cat brand tool. Yes. If you're a Cat employee, you get employee discounts. Cat tooling is wonderful. Look at that catalog for sure. We're all assholes. That's true. Young guys buy tools you need, not the ones the tool guy wants to sell. Absolutely, Andy. Buy the tools that you see. Let's see. Oh, thanks. I'll keep that in mind. I'm ready to start learning and get my hands on experience. Yes, it sounds like an amazing opportunity. It is an amazing opportunity.
Yeah. If you keep that L word in his comment, he mentioned that L word. If he keeps that front and center right there, learning. If you keep that front and center, you'll be successful.
Yep. The tool using the tools is the most important piece of the puzzle. I like that. I think Andy P didn't get his first big box until he was 51. Buying multiple tool carts makes more sense for many young men considering reduce. Yes, absolutely. Totally. I turned up in the family sedan into a job once. They refused, even though I fixed it. That's crazy. Put old antiques in refused to pay. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Some people don't get it. What's up, Grims? How you been? It's been a while. My dad was over 70 when he finally got his new Snap-on box. Yeah, it's crazy how long people wait, and it's good though. Like that's what people don't understand is you could be in the game for years and work out of you know very small box. You know, a lot of guys go from that. I've seen a lot of guys go from the box they bought at college and a big cart right into a field truck. I mean, literally, right into a field truck, and then you're good to go. So, taking tools out of my service truck towards something to support the shop, or just once or twice. Taking tools out of my service truck toward him, something just once or twice. I find myself taking tools out of my service truck toward. I don't know. It is tough when you're working in both places. Learn SIS, sis, and look it up before asking. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Grims, even a Max Force. Yep, that's it. Don't complain. Is it a 6.4? I don't know if it is or not. I tell you the truth, JC, I haven't even looked at it yet. It's just sitting there. It might be a 6.4. I don't even know.
Well, they only put Max Forces out for what, 3 years, 4 years, something like that?
I think so, something like that. I think it is. I don't even know what it is yet. I'm going to have to look. Well, I assembled my mom's gift. It's great. 6 feet 92 is coming out. Really? The 6V92 is coming out. Ooh. The champagne of beer. What are you putting in your mouth?
Oh, Lord.
Found a Max Force out, total it too. Oh, my gosh. What should I put in it, JC? Should I give him a... Right now, the engine hasn't been bought. Is there is there anything that I could put in there to repower it? What do you think?
So, well, I mean, you ought to... What's up, Diesel Dude KY?
Yeah, Diesel Dude Kentucky.
Yeah.
But,
well, I'm assuming since it's a Max Force, it's in an international, so it shouldn't be too hard to swap it over to like a little ISB or something like that.
That's what I'm wondering.
I mean,
yeah. So your cat, Brian, I believe is a rebranded Max Force 13. He's got a 13-liter cat, twin turbo. I think that's the international Caterpillar collaboration engine, wasn't it? Where it's an international fuel system on a Caterpillar engine.
I don't remember.
I don't know if it is or not.
Man, I looked up some stuff about Max Forces at one time, but
BSS is here. How are you? BSS. Diesel Dog Garage.
Yep, he's just up the road.
Who is Diesel Dog?
Yeah, he's up there in Illinois.
Man, why don't you guys do some collaboration there? He's got some good stuff too.
Yeah, he does. He's probably not too far from ZK.
Oh, really?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the old Craftsman's. Cab off, 1.5, then swap that Max Force to what? Put a 3126 in it. LS swap the world. No, Jesus, Trapper 731. No,
you're only allowed to put LSs and Fords.
And he's gone. After a comment like that, he is gone. Booted him. See ya. No more of that talk on this channel. We can't have that sort of stuff. You have officially got your first strike. Oh, he just knocked over the camera. I brought him back. I brought him back and he knocked over the camera. I don't even know what happened. He's gone. Oh man, he ran. That's the 15 liter. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Chris Freeman. I have a 5-gallon bucket with a toolbox. My color from a different store. I have a 5-gallon bucket as a toolbox. When I'm tired of the color, I go to a different store. Oh, you're back. What happened?
I fell over because I was laughing so hard.
Did you like that when I booted you out of the chat?
Another Ford guy got triggered.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hey, I ain't even got a dog in that fight. I run a Hemi.
So what do you, JC? How bad would it be to put that 31? Put a 3116 or 3126 in it? How bad would it be to hook up the speedo and the gauges and stuff? Speedometer would be the only problem, because or maybe I could hook it up I mean, just find the electrical circuit and hook it up, right? Oh boy. Ooh, be careful on those air compressors, Brian. I guess I should let Kentucky Tech kind of take over on this one. Air compressor. He says he knows he needs to rebuild the air compressor by the end of summer. Would you say to put that on a sooner than later list? Because a bad air compressor is going to could cause you some serious engine issues as well.
Well,
take over on that if you want.
There's a guy I follow on TikTok. His name is Corey Lee, and he's a mobile truck guy. So he goes out on the side of the interstate and fixes semis. He worked on same day he worked on a Series 60 and a DD15. Both of them slung the rod from the compressor out the side of the compressor and through the engine block. So I don't know what's going on with your compressor, but if you think it needs a rebuild, I'd go ahead and do it. Especially if you start losing oil or start losing coolant. I mean, last thing you want to do is ruin an engine block.
That's what I'm saying. Because Brian, we're talking. I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to be serious with you because I've seen air compressors cause some catastrophic engine failures.
Well,
as well. So I don't want to see it.
It could, like ZK's first video talking about he put that water pump on with the bent shaft.
I got a lot of oil in the air tank.
Oh yeah,
I would
do a weekend,
Brian.
a Monday.
I would tell you tomorrow morning. I would try to get that taken care of, because if that oil is leaving your engine at a rapid rate, all it takes is one round trip on that dump truck of that oil sucking a lot more oil all of a sudden, and your engine's out and you're going to be smoking it. I would definitely look at getting a compressor, man. I don't want to see you put yourself in a spot, you know what I mean? And that's just, really, and I'm not, and the worst part is me and Kentucky Tech here. If we're not gaining anything off telling you to replace your air compressor, you know, it is what it is. DT 466, we could go that route. I might try to talk them into doing something a little different, maybe. Wouldn't that be cool? Grief. Put a Dakota Digital dash. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of oil. Who makes the compressor? How much? I don't know what a compressor would cost for that, man. I don't think.
No idea.
What's it on? C13 and International, I think, is what his truck is. Come on now. too long, too heavy. I've heard that when they go, most times it's catastrophic to the motor. That's what I'm saying. That's what we're saying, Brian, is an air compressor may look like a bolt-on unit like an alternator, but it's much more.
No, I mean it's flying right into your gear train. So
yeah, so if that thing locks up,
preload those gears
and yeah, like literally you're going to stop if that locks up, it's going to stop your cam and crank and pistons and rotating assembly immediately. Yeah. So something gives. It might not be the tooth that you see. It could be down between the cam and the crank or the idler or something else that cracks a tooth. So if that air compressor locks up, I would probably go as far as pulling your front cover to make sure that nothing else is chipped or weak. Yeah. And then how reliable is that? You know that you just had and then if it's a manual and you're rolling at 80,000 pounds and that compressor locks up and you don't have the clutch in when it does it, and that clutch ain't going to slip, buddy. It's going to be bad.
No,
it's going to be bad. So,
but if that were to happen, I'd say definitely get a set of timing pins and check your timing.
Yeah, for sure. Don't let the cheap repair end up. Yep, absolutely, Nathan. That's kind of what we're saying. He can just ask Justin Sturge. I don't understand all that, but I know there's some. I don't get into much drama, man. I try to stay out of it. The only drama I like to is booting off Kentucky Tech for talking crap about Fords and stuff like that. That's the type of drama I like. That's my type of drama. Where Ag Tech and Old Time Welder go at it about International and John Deere and stuff like that, and and Fords. But it is what it is. LS swap the world. A Dakota Digital Dash has a setup options. You saw my 79 12L Cummins swap and it works awesome. I will check that out. Country Mile Garage, you'll have to hit me up on Instagram because I want to talk to you about that because that might be a good option here for this customer because it's a dump truck, it's a plow truck, and it's a nice little truck. I'm not going to lie.
You could always just get them with Garmin, put it up on the dash. One of the little GPSs that shows the speed.
Yeah, absolutely. My old job in Eric. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just want to make sure.
No.
Justin Sturgill owns a fleet of trucks. Yes, he does.
Yeah. Hey, Princess.
Princess Jamie. That's right there is the underscore that the Old Time Welder couldn't figure out. Right there. That's the underscore. Don't work us. Looks like you're getting through that engine in your place there. No, he does. I don't want to get on that. I don't want to get on that, Brian. Come on now. We just keep it good. Keep it good. It is what it is. The bank. Oh, Jesus, like this. I don't get into that stuff. Hey, Jamie. Hey, JC. Hi, Jamie. Everybody's saying hi back and forth. We got 53 people in the chat again. We've been bounced between 30 and 50. No worries, Brian. No worries. I just keeping it, keeping it. Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's right, Howard.
JC Smith. That's the gasser, right, JC? The verdict is still out on that one. I'm just going to tell you that right now. As far as I've been concerned, the cheap customer is the one that complains the most about catastrophe. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good, Brian. I just, it's all good. Nothing has crossed a line yet, but I just wanted to draw that line. You know what I mean? Steven, see it a few. Lucy Smith. That was for Tucky and his nonsense. Yeah, I'll send it to him. I will send it to him. Well, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. Sorry, Phil. I lit the fuse. Oh, you did, Tyler. Tyler, it's all on you. You know what? We're going to get after it now.
Hey, have you ever ate Fuzzy's taco?
No.
Yeah.
I haven't had a fuzzy taco. I can't even say that. Fuzzy's taco. If a taco is fuzzy, just pass. Go to the next stand. Go to the next taco stand. Okay? Because there's some stuff growing on that just ain't good. No lines with the new lines for the new merch. Decided to get my Leatherman. Yeah. That Leathermans are nice to have. I got one sitting right here. I don't wear it a lot because I'm a fat guy.
No.
And on your belt, it's tight enough already trying to get into places. But with this one, I like them. I do wear it here and there. I mean, as you can see, it's a little bit beat up, but I wear it here and there. Depends what I'm doing. I had some tacos the other day on Thursday. Wet tacos, yes, like wet burritos. Treated equally in my life. Eaten. Someone get Chris in here.
Oh, the guy who, he sent it to me. I'm on
What's
my
that?
phone right now. The picture.
Oh,
I'm on my
did he?
phone, so if I look at it, it'll take me off here.
Oh, gotcha. What's he say here? What kind do you have? Get him the plus G10. Hello, Dave. What? Anyway, yeah. So, what should we swap that to? Seriously,
I don't know.
A 3126 will fit in there, JC. If it'll fit, if it fits, it ships. No, I don't know. What should I do for options? I guess I'm listening for the community here to tell me what would be a good option to get rid of that. Because I don't even know what it is right now. Would it be worth
a 3126?
A 3126 would be a solid engine.
No, it wouldn't be that bad as far as electrical went either.
No. I mean, but the ECM might be a little bit tricky.
Yeah. I mean, you had to find a full pin out and all that, but
yeah, I actually. You're saying a 3126 or a 6.7 Cummins. Hold on. Would a F750? I know a 13F550 that may be the first for a 3126 or you think an F750 drivetrain would work in that? But it's a 5500 size. It's got a doghouse. Let me go. I'm gonna look right now. I might have some. I might have saved something on here that.
I'll be right back.
All right, no worries. I may have saved something on my phone that. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find this this stuff here because I seen a F750 for sale that guy had an F750 for sale Kentucky Tech, I can hear you.
Okay. So
Just so you're aware, I can hear you. I can't see you. Now I can't see you at all. Okay. Man, I'm trying to look to see where it was, but I found there's one that's kind of got a wrecked deal here. Oh, I'll have to find it. But there was a wrecked one. Will it fit? Oh, let's see here. Oh, you coming back? Are you back for sure now this time or what?
yeah,
I
the
call it a
anticipation was
day.
killing me. I had to go look at that picture JC sent me.
Cats are pretty tall. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. LS for men. Stay away from the 3116 adjustment. Yeah, the injector adjustment is not very fun. Have a good one. Have a great night. Hope all is well. The F550 doesn't have this F650 and larger dog box. Okay. Yeah. So this one does have a doghouse on it, on the back in the engine compartment. So would that SK Shill? Hey BVD, did you return that purple toy to the sender? I don't even know. Oh, Jesus. Whatever. I'd go for the 6.7, more aftermarket stuff to make it fit. Next time, 466. I don't know. Have a good one, Brian.
Later, Brian.
Diesel at 3116. If you want to use a 6.7 from an F650, you'll need 2011 or newer to make the cluster work. Really? Oh. So we could do a 6.7 in that. Will that bolt up to the trans that's currently on it, I wonder? I know that's the problem. I'm not a truck guy. You know what I mean? Like that's the biggest issue I have with this right here, taking on this job, is I'm not really a truck guy. I don't know a truck. You know what I mean? That much. The bell housings, the stuff that matters, right? Like it's an automatic transmission, I think. I don't even know. The tow truck dropped it off yesterday. I opened the cab to steer it into place. The seat wasn't bolted down. The doghouse is off. The EGR cooler's laying everywhere. Like it's grenaded, right? There's a foot of water in the bed of the truck, and that's where the doghouse is. Like as it's, you know what I mean? Because it was up on the wrecker. Yeah. So it was like this. The doghouse was completely underwater. The inner fenders are underwater in the bed of the truck. Like, I don't even know. So it's crazy, right? Like, I don't even know. Where's the shilliest shill? Let's see here. Yes, JC, agree. 3126 and my GMCC 6500. Yeah, the 3126 and the 3116, they're not big power, but they're good, reliable engines. Where's the shilliest shill? Allison. I don't know if it's an Allison. I don't even know what trans. I don't even know. To tell you the truth, it was raining yesterday when it got dropped off. Like I'm talking raining. And the tow truck driver's like, where do you want it, dude? And I'm like, I think over there. Let me move this tractor real quick, and then I'll park it over here. So I'm steering it into place, and as I sit in the truck, the whole seat's like, I'm like, whoa, it's not even bolted down. I'm trying to steer it into place. It's not, like, what's going on here? You can get a trans adapter. I use the company to program the standalone for the 5R110 trans in it. Okay. Well, I will have to figure out what the heck's in it. And then 5R110. I hope I don't get much truck work out of this deal.
Yeah. Phil's truck repair. It's going to be a side channel.
Yeah. Phil's MaxForceSwap.com.
For all your Max Force swapping needs.
Yeah.
I don't think it would last very long, though. I don't think there's that many Max Forces left.
It's a I don't know what it's a ProStar, JC. It's an international ProStar. So it's but it's got the small tires on it. It's got the low profile like 19.5s on it. I don't even know what year it is, to tell you the truth. Right now, I literally have no clue what it. I just said they wanted me to do an engine swap, and I'm like, yeah, drop it off. And they're like, yeah, we'll have to have it towed there. We'll let you know when it let you know when it's coming. Yesterday, it's pouring down rain. It's coming. Like whatever, no big deal. But it is what it is. So it's a. I would consider it like the 4300 size international. What would have replaced the 4300 is what I would say this truck is similar size to, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like it's not the 4700, it's the 4300, I think, is what it is. So I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. I just said, yeah, drop it off, whatever.
Later, Dave.
Good night. Well, Dave, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been 2 hours here too. Later, Dave. Good night.
Well then,
is the 6.7 flywheel housing removable like the 5.9s? I don't know. I never had a 6.7 apart. On the Cummins? No, I don't know. I'm sure it is. They put that 6.7 in a bunch of stuff. So I'm sure they have. I'm sure the back of the block is bolted on like all Cummins. I'm sure of it. Catch you tomorrow on Instagram. ZK MasterTech still in the house. It'll be fun, I promise. Stick a Max fork in it. It's done. Listen to that one. Low pro wheels doesn't mean, yeah, but you know what I'm saying. It's a smaller.
No.
It's a smaller truck. How's it going? Put the same engine in. You're gonna have a notebook full of parts. You'll have to swap. Yeah. Yeah, 466. It'd be better to use a 444 if it's a V8 already. Just chilling at home. Dog for power. Night, Dave. All right, we're back to. We caught the comments again.
Wow, that's like the third, fourth time tonight. Like, shouldn't there be like streamers or something? You know, like something that flashes on.
That's an international TerraStar. Nobody wants that junk. It might be. I don't even know. Hood is lower than it. Yes. Yes, it's a low sloped hood for sure. Yeah. 466 for life. Yeah. TerraStar or Workstar. Yeah, it's something like that. I don't even know what it is. Don't even know. Like I said, the guy's like, hey, can you do an engine swap? I found a good used one that I want to put in it. And I'm like, sure, drop it off. That's pretty much how the conversation went, unfortunately. I'm like, okay, we'll do an engine swap. I'm good making I enjoy making money. You want to give me some money. Let's take your money and I'll do this for you. Especially when he said that he listened to it run, everything's good to go. So that's probably the route we're going to keep taking. But it will be a warranty of none as far as anything engine wise goes, like workmanship and like, let's say the trans falls off the thing. Yes, that's under warranty. But if it blows an injector or EGR cooler or, something bad happens internally in that engine, yeah, there's no warranty on that. It's a used engine, whatever. You know what I'm saying? If the front bumper falls off, yes, that'd be under warranty if I take the bumper off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I actually had a transmission. Well, it wasn't my work, but a transmission fell out of a truck one time, and I was on call. They asked me, they said, do you want to send a service provider or do you want to send a tow truck? I said, well, if the transmission is falling out, there's nothing a service provider can do.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Without driving into transmission matchup issues. Oh, I don't. It's a. They found the exact same engine. Good used is what they said. So right now, somebody was like, "Hey, swap it," and I'm like, "What should we swap it with?" I don't know. I can give them options all day long. They're looking at buying a used one. So yeah, if we swap it, then they have a better engine, right? But it sounds like might be more than I want to chew off at this point. This will be your version of my international. I think so, JC. I think it just got dropped off. You should have seen the tow truck that dropped it off yesterday. Oh boy, it was a beaut. It was a heavy hauler. He just got done hauling a 40-foot pusher motorhome that morning. So it's a big tow truck. He had the lift on the back because it was like an axle lift style tow truck. So he had the lift on the back. He said he was out. What did he say? To get underneath that front axle of that pusher, he was out 12 feet out to lift the front axle on it. And he drug that thing for like 3 hours. Like back to the thing. It's a beaut. She's a beaut. It was a C15 it had the twin turbos, but they did some work to it. Let's just put it that way. It's got single turbocharger on it now, dialed right in. 10-inch straight pipes. Just when he turned his PTO on, you could feel it. You know what I mean? Like it was sweet. Yeah. Love that. That company's got some really nice rigs. Yeah. Night Ag Tech, have a good one. XFL, bigger problems, electrical transmissions. Let's see here. Jim Grady, nothing worse than looking in your rearview mirror and seeing a transmission in the middle of the road. You ain't lying. I had that happen on one of my old mud trucks with a C6. I'm like, what the heck? It's not starting. What the heck's going on here? I got out and looked, and the starter was hanging on the front axle, and the transmission was laying half on the drive shaft to the front. It's a medium-duty truck. Trans isn't a big deal as it is in light duty. It can be made to work at a cost-effective. Yeah. Kentucky, how often do you diagnose CAN bus issues on trucks? Common problem?
P4 chassis Cascadias all the time. I mean, they don't put any metal inside the insulation in the wires. So
no shielding?
Well, no. It's the actual metal inside the wires is so thin it'll break inside the insulation.
Oh, you're talking the actual copper.
There's no copper. It's that silver aluminum filling stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. Just you could like sit there and go and like make it lay over. So, I mean, it happens quite a bit, a couple times a week at least.
I don't know, Pat, what an NRC wrecker is. I'm just saying I love it. Oh, for sure, JC. For sure. These guys got some they do a lot of heavy recovery too. And the one time they have a John Deere 550 dozer with a hydraulic winch on the blade, on the top of the front of the dozer blade. And I got to see it work the one time. He takes it and he literally builds himself his own anchor with the dozer blade and digs it down as deep as he can. And then he's got two handles on the back that run the winch. So it runs to the control valve up front. So he can work it from on the dozer, or he can stand behind the dozer and hide and winch in with the winch. It's pretty. But he's got that. He's got an old FWD wrecker. He's got some awesome stuff. It's pretty cool. electronics I can normally deal with depending on the sort of stuff is going on. Yeah. Dash X fell. C6 is a good one. Yeah, oh yeah. C6 is a great trans. Something just happened that day. Oh boy. I've ran a C6 transmission in figure 8 cars and derby cars. It was crazy. I was going 56 and 55. Crazy people.
I think Phil froze. This way. Yep, he's frozen. So, let's see. Hey, yep. Yep. X-Phil broke the internet. He's using his. Oh, he gone. He gone. Hope he can get back in. I don't know how to let him in. So, you guys gonna spam the comments now that he's gone? Phil is in shock. I don't know. I don't even know how to. Like, I can't even pull up comments. It's like I'm sitting here trapped. Oh, Jamie, that's funny. Oh, so I guess what do y'all want to talk about? Oh, Jim Grady, that's funny. I wish I could put that on the thing, but I can't. JC, I wish. That's awesome, Jude. But yeah, JC, he started talking about my Hemi, so I told him to get lost. I don't care if it needs head gaskets. No, I did not exfil. Yes, they do. Yes, they do, JC. Oh. Apparently I'm live streaming now. I'm a live streamer. It has happened. Country Mile. Hemi Motors Matter. If I could go in and change the title of this, that's what I'd change it to. The Kentucky Wrench Show. Somebody had a question. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the bull gear on a Series 60. I mean, it's main part of the gear train. So is Phil coming back? Is he not? Thanks. That gives me a whole lot of confidence. So I have no idea how many people are watching. I can't see that from my end. But like y'all type in, tell me who the best technician you've ever seen is. I'm kind of curious. Oh, yeah. 33. That's a lot. Chat off. Yeah. But who's the best mechanic y'all have ever seen? I'm curious. Jim Grady, I am far, far west Kentucky. Diesel technology class. Let's see. Pat Paulson, your dad. So that's pretty good. You said he was the best. I don't know. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. Yeah, maybe someday I'll be the best mechanic ever, but I ain't today. Yeah, Jamie. Um, what is it? Pakistani trucks. Oh, they're replacing entire frame rails with making their own rivets and everything else. It's insane to watch. Ty, it's just fried chicken. That's all. Just fried chicken. My wife's giving me funny looks now. That's pretty impressive, Xfel. That's true, Country Mile. No. I agree 100%, Don. That is. I think that's something that is understated. And you being in a teaching position, it's at least something you can pass on. I can take somebody who wants to learn and I can teach them as long as they're willing to work for it. But if they don't want to learn, I mean, it's ball game, curtains, it's done. Oh, man. Sorry, Diabolical. You can blame Phil for that. So, ZK, I'm assuming he's an older guy. I'm sure you learned a lot from him. If you're saying he's the best you've ever seen, I mean, you're pretty darn good yourself. I think that's something that is understated. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Holy cow.
Thank the Lord. That I don't know how you do that every week. That's rough. Yeah, I tried to put comments. I'm sitting there tapping
I don't know
comments.
what
They won't go on
happened,
the
dude.
screen.
My internet just went.
Oh, you
Sorry.
lie. You had to take a deuce. So you...
Dude, why would I leave XFell's comment up there the whole time and just kind of. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry about that, dude. Thank you so much for.
I didn't know if I should leave it or I should.
Yeah, it was still rolling. I'm like, what is going on? I don't even know. I ran upstairs. My wife's looking at me like, what are you doing? You're watching. I'm looking at my phone because I got the live stream. I pulled it up on my phone because I was trying to reconnect to the internet. And my phone was working, so I seen you were still going. I'm like, oh, it's still going. Like I left it just chilling. So I reset my router. I apparently labeled this
router.
Yeah, my Harbor Freight router. I don't even know. And I reset that. I got back down here, turned on my computer. I restarted my computer, pulled back up the StreamYard thing, and it said it was still going live because it was. I was watching on my phone. I was watching you. And you did. Thank you. I'm glad.
Yeah. I get to keep my 37 cents now, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll send you another decal in the mail.
Hey, everybody in my shop has a sticker on their toolbox.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Sweet.
You sent me like 6 of them, so I gave one to everybody.
I did. It's one of those things. That was funny. So yeah, I'm like, it's worth it. It's worth it. So what's been going on since I left? I really didn't hear what you were saying exactly.
Well, I asked everybody who the best technician they ever seen was, and we got some really good answers.
Did we?
Yeah.
Let's see. Anybody say you?
JC Smith did. I told him, no, I'm not there yet.
See, here we go. I'm working. Did you read that one?
Yeah. So that's whenever, because I didn't know. Maybe you just were like, okay, it's done. It's over with.
Yeah. Yeah, so I lost. Right here's where we left off. My 30-foot rollback cost me $5,800 a year to insure. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy. On the record. Did he lock up?
I was sitting here like trying to push you over and.
Yeah, I don't even know what happened. So that was at 11:12. And I just made it back here at 11:26-ish.
Yeah, 11:24.
11:24, 11:20, yeah, something like that. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what's going on here. We do not need that.
That shows he's been watching the entire time, though.
Oh no.
Yeah.
66-year-old.
Yeah. ZK's mentor was the best mechanic he's ever seen. but
Yeah, the best.
he can't work anymore. But no, that's awesome.
I
I mean, I'm sure he learned a lot from him.
I think that there's always a change and shift of knowledge at a certain point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where like right now, there is no point. There is no point in spending a lot of time on injection pumps for in class for teaching students, other than the base theory of operation. The internals ain't worth it. Everything's high pressure. You might as well go electronics because everything's electronic controlled now, injectors and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
The base principle of an injector, it's a good base theory to know, but to dive right into how injection pumps work and take a test on how injection pumps work, it wouldn't. Everything's high pressure common rail. Like, you need to start pushing to the future, and I think that's where a lot of the older guys have an advantage too. You look at people that are retiring right now, or the past 5 years that retired.
Mm-hmm.
They watched injection pumps go from rotary distributor style to inline to high pressure common rail. They have seen so much change, and this brings us back to your video. Who do you see in the next 5 years? Yourself in the next 5 years. And that's kind of what I was alluding to earlier, is how much has changed in the past 5 years for me and for everybody else. We're talking injection pumps are a thing of the past.
Yep.
Controllers are the thing of the future.
Yep.
So when you start talking about electrical diagnostics, that is a big part of what you're going to be doing as a heavy equipment technician.
Yep.
Or as a truck mechanic or automotive or anything anymore. Electrical is going to be your battle.
Yeah.
And learning stuff like that is going to be huge. So, it's good. There's and the guys that seem to be like you said earlier, the one guy that just retired, he was the first guy at our shop that took a computer. He was the first guy to have the computer at the shop as far as hooking up to diagnostics. This man in the 80s, he started at the construction company after working at a Massey Ferguson tractor dealership, right? For a while. In 1984, he started at the construction equipment company that I worked at. And when Cummins came out with their first laptop programs, he was the first one to have it. And he just retired 7 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, 7 years ago. He just retired.
Yeah.
And to that day, he was diagnosing machines with a computer, with a laptop.
Yeah.
And that man was in 1984 working on construction equipment. You think about the levels, the things that have changed, and how much knowledge he had to bring on. It's a lot. It's a lot.
I don't know anything. I don't know about like what kind of info they got from the computers and ECMs then, but it couldn't have been a whole lot to diagnosing CAN bus wires and stuff like that.
But at the same time, he got to see that evolution.
Yeah.
And it was thrown at him hardcore in his face, right? So, that's cool when you have mentors like ZK Master Tech. He's talking about a dude that's 66 years old. He watched that whole process happen too. And if he stayed current and didn't say, I don't want to learn the new stuff, it's not worth it. Like, so the people that are fighting emissions right now, that are like, hey, I don't want to deal with emissions, I just delete it. I just have somebody delete it. Well, that's a thing of the past now, but that was pretty relevant in the past. 5 years, right? They're still allowing people to do it in some places.
Yeah.
But then you look at guys out in California that are forced to put emissions on older vehicles to keep them going.
Yep.
Okay. So how long do you think before that spreads across this country? It's already spreading.
Well, Tone was talking the other night, maybe it was a week or two ago during his live stream.
I know his Wednesday night live streams. I'm always putting the little one to bed, and I have a hard time watching it. It's just a tough time for me.
But he was talking about how those older vehicles, they keep upping the regulations so that they're trying to get rid of everything made before 2000. Right now, 2000 is the year. So,
yep.
95 Chevy Silverado, they're gonna up the emissions till it won't pass, and then they're not going to give it a tag.
Yeah.
But now ZK, he's left some pretty good comments talking about his mentor.
Okay, we'll go back here. I'll try to pull up ZK's here. Let's see here. I will try to read through. I'm trying to get back to where it is here. Right here. My mentor that I call Diagnose, he's the best mechanic I ever know. Sadly, he hasn't been able to work anymore due to health problems.
No.
So right here, he is 66 years old. He grows his thumbnail out to a certain length to use it as an O-ring pick, but all his little Indian tricks and all his custom tools he has made just blows my mind. Yeah, that's the thing. Like some of those guys, that's what I was trying to, like that one guy that retired recently, I was like, if you have any special tools that you ever want to sell, you just tell me the price and I want them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even care.
Yeah.
I don't even care.
Yep.
He's like, what? This whole thing that I cobbled together or whatever? I'm like, it worked, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
I mean, if
he
sells, I'll pay $50 for the blueprint for the one I build.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll expect the 50 in the mail for my wrench extender.
I ain't got no wrench extenders.
No.
I got.
Oh.
I don't need no wrench extender. I'm still.
Are you drinking muscle milk out of that fuzzy taco?
No, it's water.
It's muscle milk.
It's water.
Muscle milk. He's got some. I'm not gonna lie, putting in the big gains today.
No.
Pumping that iron.
That would be too healthy.
That would be too healthy. My two main mentors have been working on Deer Ag equipment since the early 70s, and they can still work on the new equipment. The amount of knowledge they have is just insane. That's I think what you're talking about right there, Kentucky Tech, in that video. It's a 4-minute video. If nothing else, it's 4 minutes of a great intro to being a motivational speaker is what you're trying to accomplish here with that, right? More than anything, like it, giving the people the motivation to be better.
Yeah.
Right. And that's great. Like I appreciated that. That's why I reached out in a hot second to be like, hey, dude, I like the video because it is. It's a man-to-man conversation is what you were basically having with somebody saying, hey, invest in yourself because you are the most important thing and the best thing that you have going for you is your own knowledge. And that's kind of what I took from it. And maybe I'm way off, maybe that's not the message you're trying to portray or whatever, but
I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're a better mechanic than me. It doesn't. You being a better mechanic than me doesn't influence my pay scale.
Yeah. Yep.
But if I believe that in 5 years, I'm going to be the best mechanic ever, and I put in the time every single day. It doesn't matter if I'm diagnosing a headlight bulb. If I try and learn something from that headlight bulb, 5 years from now, there's going to be a lot there's going to be very few things I haven't seen or I haven't learned something from. And I'm going to be as close in 5 years, I'll tell you, to see what I can do in 5 years.
Absolutely. And that's, I think, what gets down to all that stuff. Steven, no problem with that. Power Stroke Jude's a great guy. Sub up, man. It's good. Are you going live after me tonight, Power Stroke Jude? I'm probably cutting into his time. With a horse, he drove big 400 horsepower. Yeah, that's what I mean. There's that level of technology that increased is crazy. No. If you stop learning, you'll be irrelevant in 6 months. That's Jim. That is solid advice.
No.
It doesn't take long anymore. As fast as technology changes today, it's tough. College level theory, function, purpose, computer hookup is mandatory. Yes, thank you, Don.
Yeah.
Appreciate that coming from a teaching level teacher at Arizona. Oh, I'm going to screw up the name of your college, Arizona. Oh man, sorry about that, Don. It's out in Arizona. A lot of places won't take deleted for trade-in. Yeah, no doubt. That's the other thing. You're kind of stuck with it once you do it.
Yeah.
Hey, Diesel Dude, Kentucky. Man, hit me up sometime on Instagram. I just became independent and like to see if we could share some info of the independent life back and forth a little bit. Might be cool to have you on here some night, maybe if you're comfortable with that or whatever. Ralph, welcome to the channel. I appreciate you coming here. It's a great community. If you have anything, it's a great community. There's a bunch of us ugly guys. I mean, two of the ugliest people.
A bunch of well-rounded technicians.
Yeah, a lot of well-rounded technicians. But welcome to the channel. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, technical questions even, we do get into some of that, helping each other out. It is a great community as far as somebody was just had that 466 question the other weekend. And it was like the comments just flowed to a diagnosis to a bunch of different ways of troubleshooting what he had going on or whatever it may be and answer the question, so it is great. It is great. The community that's been built here. I mean, it all starts with one person and really, I'm just the host is the way I feel. You know what I mean? Like I am your, host is really all I am. You guys have it's really everybody's channel in my book. And I'm just the host.
Being the host
couldn't have gotten a better host, but that's okay. Central Arizona College. There you go. Central Arizona College. I'm sorry, Don, about that. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate it. Mechanics need to watch out today, not get bored because they're working on some old stuff every day. There's nothing to learn because there's nothing ever changed. Sarcasm. Yes, absolutely. Don't get stuck in a rut. That's the other thing for guys. I feel like sometimes people get stuck in a rut where they're not really happy with what they're doing. I mean, the worst part is like, those young guys that really want to tear apart final drives and do all the they look at it like, oh, you're doing a set of injectors on this excavator. Yeah, I'm doing a set of injectors on this excavator. Yeah, I'm on my knees on top of this anti-slip knobbies, right?
Yep.
Bent over trying to replace these injectors, and you think it's cool? Dude.
There's a reason a lot of those heavy equipment guys are grumpy.
This is horrific. Like my knees are like, I bought those little foam pads from Snap-on because it made life so much better. Like Jesus. And then every time I need a wrench, I'm crawling up and down the excavator, and it's like, man, it's not gravy. it's good work. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy it. I enjoy doing the engine work. I enjoy doing the drivetrain work, the final drive stuff, the undercarriage. Yeah, it's monotonous, but it's awesome. I sent you a friend, dude. On Instagram.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't catch it.
Yeah, he has a different name on Instagram.
Does he?
Yeah.
You'll have to let me know what it
Yeah.
is there.
That ain't no problem.
If you know who it is or know what, hook me up with that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, editing videos is the worst. Literally, Don, editing is the worst part of it. You can make a video and you can just make video and content all day. But then when you got to come back and sit down and go through all of that content, whew, boy, it's bad. Like, I got a video out there. I got videos on my little SD cards that are just, there's so much stuff to go through. Like, I could probably not film for 2 or 3 weeks right now and still have videos to put out. Like the other day, my service truck went down on me the other day. You know. Yep. So I get a cab off of a wheel loader that I'm doing the transmission on, right? Swinging it over to set it down. Boom. PTO just quits. What? So I look, check the trans oil. Trans is a little low. Nothing major. Little low. Okay, so I top that off. I'm like, maybe because it's a hydraulic driven PTO. Okay, clutch packs, and I actually called this guy right here, and he's like, well, maybe clutch packs in the PTO. I'm like, yeah, maybe. You never know. I'm like, the solenoid up there looks good. It ohms out. It's got power. It's got ground. It ohms out. Yeah, so I pulled the whole PTO off the side of my transmission. Mind you, I had to pull the exhaust and all that other stuff, right? I had the PTO unit off. I put air to it, and it shifts, and it holds. I can't move it with the pry bars. I got 2 pry bars in there. I'm trying to get it to slip. It won't slip. And I'm like, ew, this isn't good. So we went to I started looking more in the solenoid. I put air pressure to the inlet side, hooked up power to the solenoid. Nothing comes out the outlet. I'm like, oh, the solenoid internally failed hydraulically. So I ran down and got one, put it back together. Meanwhile, the cab is hanging from my crane about 10 feet in the air, half above the wheel loader, half behind the bumper of my truck. Just now the rain's coming, right? Rain's coming. It's getting windy. Cab's blowing a little bit, moving around. I'm just like, oh my gosh, could this day get any worse, right? But
bad advice.
No, it wasn't bad advice because without that, I wouldn't have went further. I wouldn't have went that next day. I would have eventually, but you know what I'm saying. It was good. Whatever. So I pulled the PTO off, put the PTO on. Whatever. No big deal. No factor. Was it horrible? Yeah. Did I park on limestone when I was doing the job? Yes. Was I crawling around underneath my truck on limestone and dirt? And yes. But at the end of the day, I think it was like 7 or 8 o'clock that night, I had the cab sitting on the ground and I drove my service truck home, ready to go for the next day. Life is good, and that happened at 11 o'clock in the morning. So, 8 hours later, you got her fixed. You got her going. Everything's good.
I don't know.
No big deal.
You called me around it
would have been 10:30 your time.
Was it?
It would have been, yeah, it might have been 11 noon. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
It was 11 or 12 when I sent you the text, I think. Or
yeah.
Sent you the how's my day going text. Oh.
Yeah.
I should just start doing that on. What do you think? Should that be like an Instagram?
Just like a little short or something. Just be like,
yeah,
this is how my day's going.
Should I do YouTube shorts? Like, hey, here's how my day's going. But then I can't like the video I sent you. People think I don't swear when they're when they talk to me. Like they see me on here, right? I'm pretty clean. I keep it pretty clean, pretty legit. I don't swear much on here, but like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, what the? I just go off, you know. I actually had one guy. I was on the phone with him, and he was like, somebody cut me off, or didn't turn, or turned in front of me, or something, and I was like, what the mother? Da, 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 right? 5 minutes later, I'm done swearing. He's like, what did you just say? I thought you never swore. I thought you were like, it's. He said, I thought you were like some sort of like non-swearing type of guy or whatever, like this whole. And I'm like, I try to. The tough part is talking shop without talking shop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a struggle on here. You know, it's like we can have some fun in the comments section with different wordage and yada yada, right? But at the end of the day, it's horrible how restricted we have to keep ourselves on here to be able to be shareable content.
Yeah.
You know, like I can't be myself on here. To a certain extent, I can. I just can't be who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like
Well, I mean,
we can be who we are, but without swearing. Is I guess
yeah. And I mean, thanks to you, now that I know how to edit, well, basically just cut stuff out.
Yeah.
You know, I'm able to be a little bit more myself because I can remove that word or what it makes it a little bit easier as long as I leave just a hair bit of space before and a hair bit of space after.
Yeah.
You know,
you got to talk a little bit slower. But yeah, it's tough, you know. It's tough. It's tough to do, but it's something that I'm willing to do because I believe in this community being a great thing.
Yeah.
You know, like this is probably one of the bigger accomplishments that I would say I've done in my life. You know, is built a community that's, and really I didn't even build it. It's just it just kind of happened, you know. It's been awesome. Like I said, I'm just a host. You know, I'm the Ryan Seacrest of the heavy equipment world.
Yeah.
You know, I can't wait to say that.
After a couple dozen donuts. But
welcome to America's Got Talent, heavy wrench style. But there is so much talent in this pool of people, you know, that's ridiculous amount of talent here. Ridiculous amount. And knowledge. The knowledge that's in these chats is ridiculous. Yeah. It blows my mind. But you know what they say, birds of a feather flock together. So, I mean,
you know, it might be interesting to have Don on here one week.
It would. Yeah, I should have him come on some week if he's willing. He's usually going to buy pizza. But
I mean, you know, he has to have some stories. Just get him on here and be like, Don.
Yep, have at it. He uses ZK's stuff in class. That's awesome.
Yeah. Man, ZK has some pretty good stuff.
Dude, he's gonna be. I told him the other day, you know, like I have all the confidence in the world that he's gonna be huge on YouTube. Oh, dude, it's crazy. It's hard to not. I don't swear. Sentence enhancers. Yes, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking. Pressing a cat dozer sprocket. I don't have one, but I could try to reach out to some guys that may be doing one sometime. But this week I just tore out the ceiling in my basement this week, or yet last night I should say, because we've decided that we're going to get air conditioning in the house this summer. The wife's working from home on the daily. So air conditioning is kind of a big deal to have if she's going to be home all summer this summer again. Because all the, you know, the stuff that we can't even mention on YouTube. But I
You just saw that?
why not?
Oh,
I mean,
Lord. Phil's sex tape is gonna leak. Oh,
no, there isn't. My hair is not pretty enough. Look at how shiny that is. That right there is 1540 shine right there, boys. That's 1540 shine.
8590 holds better.
Oh, little friction modifier. We are. Do you need it? Yes, absolutely. Country Mile Garage, Michigan is the. Oh my gosh! In the summertime, dude, it is horrible. We are surrounded by the Great Lakes. Just put it that way. And humidity around the Great Lakes when it's like, I would say if it's 85 and humid, it's 90 and humid. It gets to 100 degrees out here. I mean, we get 100-degree days, 90-degree days. It's hot, and it's the humidity is the worst part because we are surrounded by water. It's ridiculous. It's just, yeah, that's really all my AC is going to do is it's just a giant dehumidifier is really all it's going to do in the house here. But the problem is I have hot water baseboard heat, which is phenomenal heat. But so I have no ductwork. So we're running ductwork, and they're going to have a lot to do here. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Country, some do. Usually the U of M lovers. Not here in 6 years. Yeah, oh, and your hair. Ew, Jamie, that's horrible. Oh, gotcha. You live near Adrian. Nick Hildebrittle, hello, how are you? Don, reach out if there's anything you'd like me to cover for your students. I'll do it. Yeah, ZK.
That's awesome.
Reach out. He's awesome. I'll take 100 here before 80 in Michigan. Don has lived in Arizona and Michigan, and he says he'll take 100 degrees in Arizona before 80 in Michigan. Like literally 80 degrees. I walk outside and I literally start sweating. Like I could walk 10 steps outside at 80 and it's just horrible. Indiana's no different.
Yeah. Yeah, this one.
Did I miss how many shims it takes for a new ball and socket on a D5? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
No.
9.
Oh, I thought it was going to be some...
9 on each side. So they come in a 10-pack. The shims come in a 10-pack. And I didn't order any of the parts for that machine or whatever. It was just all brought to me because he gave me the receipt. It said 2019 is when the parts were bought. So I had all the parts in the bag. Everything was fine, whatever. And I pull it out, and there was I think there was a 10-pack, and then there was another 8 shims that were just kind of stuffed in there. I don't know. So there's 2 10-packs and then 8 more shims. So I put them all in. So I'm like, well, maybe the parts guy was like, hey, this is how many shims it usually takes, whatever, blah, 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 right? Whatever. Anyway, it's 9 on each side. So just so everybody knows, this is kind of where it started at. But I mean, the bolts have to come all the way out, all the way back in, all the way out, all the way back in. Then I put it in with no shims. And then I tried to, no shims, tightened it up as tight as it would go. And then I tried to stick the shims in there to see where it was. And then it ended up being 10 shims. This is where it was like, okay, 10 shims just fits. Okay. So I'm like, okay. So I put them in there, and then it's still a little bit loose. Pulled 1 shim out of each side. So it was 9 shims on each side. It took me to shim that blade. I bet you it took me 2.5 hours. By the time, because on bolts you can't get an impact on them, you can't get a ratcheting wrench on them, you can't get. All you can get is a regular wrench on them. So you're just, you know. Oh, it's horrible. Central Valley dry, punishing heat. Yeah, nothing like Kuwait in late July. I thankfully don't know, Jamie, and I appreciate you knowing. Thank you for knowing. And I'm sorry. I just Instagrammed you. Right on, right on. Well, I think we should probably. It's been 3 hours, dude.
No.
You kept the stream going, so
we pulled a stroke Jude.
We're close. We're close. Texas hot swamp. Yeah, absolutely. That's how Michigan feels, buddy. It's horrible. Approaches 130 in Kuwait. Ho ho ho. No, thank you.
Guy friendly.
Summer students walk through the door slowly, drink 10 gallons of water, walk back inside it. Oh yeah, I'm all set with that. Well, anyway, check out Kentucky Tech. Thanks for watching tonight. I appreciate it, everybody. You guys have a great night. May your wrenches never slip. Keep that iron moving, and check out his video. It's pretty good. At least give him a like or a comment or something, or tell him, hey, you're a goofball. So anyway,
after my intro, you might think I'm a goofball.
That was pretty solid. I mean, everybody plays with toys. Anyway, good night. Have a good one. Power Stroke Jude, are you coming on after this? He might be. Check him out if he is. Anyway, thank you guys. Appreciate it.